As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with your 5 good news stories with another Loch Ness Monster update. Loch Ness Monster hunter Ian believes he has footage of the camera-shy Nessie possibly, perhaps, maybe carrying out a mating dance. Ian explains, on close examination of the footage, there are actually 2 creatures breaking the surface. The first disturbance that rose up out of the water was of a smaller height and also not as long as the second. The second was longer and higher, out of the water by at least 4 feet, with a distinct hump at the rear and a smaller one at the front. I believe the images represent 2 Loch Ness Monsters, which would make sense unless, the single Loch Ness Monster lives for decades and decades and decades. In Ian's footage, 2 mysterious shapes can be surfacing in the distance. Ian, a veteran Nessie hunter, believes the footage could show a courtship display. He said, "It's the behavior of both objects that make this sighting intriguing. Could it be something to do with breeding, a male Nessie showing off to a female Nessie to attract her attention? Or is it just feeding behavior?" But if it were feeding behavior, I would imagine this behavior would be visible all the time on the surface. Ian estimates the first creature was 10 to 12 feet long, while the second was 15 to 18 feet long. Ian logs on to watch the water from his home in Ireland. Over the years, he's racked up multiple entries in the official Loch Ness Monster Sightings Register. Good news, if you're an Asian short-clawed otter, you're not extinct, but you knew that even though us humans hadn't seen you in 186 years. Forestry officials in Nepal found an injured juvenile Asian short-clawed otter at the confluence of 2 major rivers. They happened to send some images to the scientific community in the region, who realized that the otter had not been seen since 1839. Local officials said as it was found in a fragile and injured state, the forest officers decided to feed it and nurse it, but they didn't know which species it belonged to. Good news for a forest outside Detroit. The Old Growth Forest Network is dedicated to protecting trees in the U.S. They have officially recognized 32 acres of centuries-old forest near Detroit. The grove is found in Humbug Marsh, just south of the Welcome Center in the Detroit River International Wildlife Refuge, 20 miles from downtown Detroit. The Old Growth Forest Network aims to locate and designate at least one protected forest in every county of the U.S. where a native forest can be sustained. Overall, that would include about 75% of the counties nationwide. Back in 1998, developers wanted to build stuff on it. 1,000 local residents gathered to protest against the development, and their efforts helped save the native ecosystem. Nice job there. Are you looking forward to the 2028 Los Angeles Summer Olympics? Female athletes will be in the majority for the first time. The International Olympic Committee decided that the women's soccer tournament will be bigger than the men's edition. 16 teams for women and now just 12 for men. At the Paris Olympics, there were 16 men's teams and 12 in the women's. The decision by the IOC board pushed the quota of athletes for LA to 50.7% women and 49.3% men. 2 more women's teams were added in water polo. Both the men and women brackets will have 12 nations each. Boxing has 1 extra women's weight class to equal the men's lineup, 7 medal events. IOC Sports Director Kit McConnell said the message of gender equality is a really important one for us. We really thank LA28 for supporting this. It's central to their vision as well. And good news for me, I can still run slightly faster than a robot. A humanoid robot recently ran a half marathon in Beijing. Now, the robot was supported by human navigators, operators, engineers. I'm just out there, and occasionally there's a water station. I'm doing this by myself, robot. Anyway, the robot finished in 2 hours, 40 minutes, and 42 seconds. Now, I've done several half marathons, usually faster than the 2 hours, 40 minutes, 42 seconds by about a half hour. But I'm not going to say that I've never handed in a 2:42. Awards were also given out to various robots for best endurance, best gait design, and most innovative form. And that is your 5 good news stories for today. Have a good one.